Good evening. Today on Dragon Age Divination, the Grey Wardens. The future of the Grey Wardens for Dragon Age 4. And for the occasion, I have chosen the Mystic Pyramid spread. So what's in store for the future of the Grey Wardens? Will they be called upon again? Will there be more Blights? Will they be needed to fight what is to come? Will they die out? Will their honor die out with everything that has happened because of Corypheus? The two bottom cards at the base of the Mystic Pyramid are upright, and all the other cards are reversed. Even if it's just twice, it's still more swords than anything else. So that's kind of significant. Air, thoughts, intellect, strategy, plans, ambition, worry, decisions about the Grey Wardens, strength, power, conflict, fear, all things representative, more or less, of the Grey Wardens themselves. So number 1 is the past, and we have 20 judgment, which is Blackwall. So upright, guidance, rewarded efforts, answers reaping good harvest. The Grey Wardens did act as guides when there were blights. People looked up to them. Fulfilled potentials. Their potentials were fulfilled. Surety. It was almost certain that when there were Grey Wardens fighting the blight would come to an end at some point. Veils that are removed. I don't think it's the veil has not been removed, so it's not literal. Overcoming personal limitations, rebirth. Well, rebirth is interesting here because when an old god is defeated, then its essence, its spirit is transferred into someone else. Like Urthemiel is transferred into Kieran. So is that a form of rebirth without actually being reborn? Because transferred into Kieran when he was in Morgan's womb. So basically it's a form of rebirth. Being renewed, well, yes, renewed, the same thing, what I just said. Judgment, atonement, making changes for the better. Solutions found, healing. Well, after blight, there's always healing. That coincides. Number 2 is the present. 5, the Hierophant. And that's Solus. That's the present. Solus in the present, who represents a possible disastrous future for Thedas, but not necessarily the blight itself, unless some of my theories are actually true, then maybe there's a correlation there. But, you know, regardless of the fact, Solus in the present moment, he's not a Grey Warden, but they could be called upon to fight him. But it's interesting. He also represents, as the Hierophant, I mean, this is not the Hermit card, but as the Hierophant, he is a bit of a hermit. He is in a form of exile, and so are the Grey Wardens. The Hierophant is a high priest. So the Grey Wardens, even if they're not all mages, they're viewed as esteemed warriors, as high warriors, killing high dragons who are old gods who each had a high priest or high priestess magister. So it's a lot of highs. It is reversed. Dominance. Ooh, dominion. Ruin. Well, the Grey Wardens right now are seeing a ruin because of what happened at Adamant Fortress. Limitations, stubbornness, dogmatism, rigid attitudes. Who's going to have a rigid attitude? Solus has a rigid attitude, so that's significant of the card. Just saying, just putting my 2 cents worth in. Loss of prestige. Yes, the Grey Wardens have lost much prestige. Disruption. Disruption to the Grey Warden Order. Disruption to their purpose. There hasn't been a blight in a while, but Who knows when they're going to be needed again? So that's the present. That's reflective of the present. Number 3 is the near future, reversed. The 3 of staves, the corpse. Pride that interferes with goals. Pride in regards to the character on the previous card, whose name signifies pride. If that makes sense. The Grey Wardens were a bit prideful, but they weren't the bad kind of pride. They were proud, Grey Wardens, but that led them astray anyway, because Corypheus took advantage of that. Lack of faith. Well, naturally, given what has happened, being overly speculative. That's possible. I see that happening in the future. They're going to speculate what's going to come of them, speculate what's going to come of their order, their purpose, inhibition, impractical schemes, premature abandonment. So maybe there are Grey Wardens who are going to abandon the Grey Warden order. Half-hearted participation. They're not going to be fully in it. Because of what happened at Adamant Fortress, some Grey Wardens might just be like, yeah, okay, I'm a Grey Warden, but my heart's not really in it, things have changed, it's had a huge impact. Assistance that is denied. The Grey Warden's going to deny assistance, or the Grey Wardens are going to have assistance denied to them. Lack of resources and of creativity. Well, resources make sense. They're coming up scarce. There may be an exile depending on our choices. Abusing trust. So that could come in effect in the near future, where they will abuse trust. We don't know why, but it's possible. Not all of them probably, but it's possible. Number 4 is the mindset. Reversed. 11. Justice. Blackwall. Severity. Well, yes, because of what happened at Adamant Fortress, things are severe. Neutrality. So they're going to be neutralized. I hope they're not going to be made tranquil. Bias. There will be biases. Biases. Misinterpretation. Intolerance. Gossip. Legal actions that are delayed. Well, that's not so bad, but previous stuff. Fixation. Manipulation. False accusations. False accusations, I see, because the Grey Wardens will be falsely accused of being corrupt when they were just following Clarel. They were following their belief. They thought there was going to be a mega blight. They were led astray. That is not necessarily their fault. Clarel is more at fault than anyone else. Yeah, they're going to be accused of all sorts of things, even if they totally believed that they were doing the right thing before realizing that they were being corrupted. Of course, as we see, they're like, okay, well, I'm gonna bind this warden to me, and the mages turn them into a demon. Yes, they're gonna be accused of creating abominations and stuff, but they're gone. Those Grey Wardens are gone. But the ones who are left, they're not going to be very trusted either. Imbalance. There will be a great imbalance for a while. Mental disorder. Yes, I see that. Cloudy perceptions. Yes, that makes sense, especially for the mindset, given everything that has happened. So number 5 is the attitudes of others. 7 of Swords. Reversed. Nightmare difficulty mode. Mental transformation. Well, that's not necessarily bad. Mental transformation. This is the attitude of others. So mental transformation, either positive or negative, in regards to the Grey Wardens. Betrayal. Ooh, that's not good. Quarrels. Half-hearted commitments. Being fearful. Some might fear the Grey Wardens precisely because of what happened at Adamant Fortress. Timid. Plans that are frustrated. Neurosis. Well, yes, Adamant was huge, so naturally, this is sort of self-explanatory, and it totally makes sense. Number 6 is obstacles. Page of Swords. And that is coal. Reversed. Imprisonment. Yes, I see some Grey Wardens being imprisoned because of what happened. So that would be an obstacle. Gossip is another obstacle, especially in Orlais. What are you talking about? Spying, especially in Orlais. A change of plans. Well, yes, the Grey Wardens, had a set plan. They had a goal, they had a purpose. Now it's been disrupted. So obviously it has to change. Inevitably, it has to change. An unfinished project. I wonder what that is. Lack of discernment. Potentially, people will lack discernment between the corrupted Grey Wardens and the uncorrupt Grey Wardens. Resistance towards the Grey Wardens, resistance within the Grey Wardens, amongst them. Aimlessness. Well, if there's no blight and people don't believe in them, they're still a Grey Warden. They still drank darkspawn blood, and not the alcoholic beverage that tastes good and does not affect your body in any way other than making you tipsy or drunk. The real, actual darkspawn blood that will make them die young and go a little cuckoo in the head, close to that death, that'll make them need to go and scurry around in the deep roads, So they're still Grey Wardens. That can't be taken away from them unless there is something found that will reverse that or stop that. But if they have no purpose, they will just wander aimlessly. And if they have no purpose and wander aimlessly, like in the deep roads and stuff like that, who knows what will happen? Grey Wardens wandering aimlessly in the deep roads is what freed Corypheus in the first place. So, So then maybe the other two archdemons are gonna call on not just Darkspawn, but Grey Wardens too to free them or something. Oh, inner turmoil. Yes, the Grey Wardens will experience much inner turmoil. I see that. For all the previous reasons I mentioned. Excessive secrecy. Well, I think it will be a little bit needed, but I think that'll happen. Especially in Orlais. Learning deficiency. Well, if they don't learn from their past mistakes, then maybe you can qualify it as a deficiency. Now, number 7. Anticipated outcome. So let's look at the anticipated outcome. Upright, and it says the Queen of Coins, Josephine. She's not a Grey Warden. She doesn't really have anything to do with the Grey Wardens. Fruitfulness. Hopefully not fruitfulness of Blights and Darkspawn. Financial plans that are realized. More gear, more equipment, or I don't know what that, but it could affect how well protected they are to fight in the next Blights. Independence. Is each Grey Warden going to be independent from each other? Sort of like Alistair is a bit independent. He's a Grey Warden, but he's not part of the Grey Warden order, so maybe we're going to see more independent Grey Wardens. Anders is also an independent Grey Warden and an abomination and apostate, but wisdom and maturity, warmth, patience. So that's good. There's room for growth, room for the Grey Warden order to evolve. So this is a very positive outcome after all this, all this change, all this bleak outlook. There's a lot of room for a positive future. In patience, endurance, stability, dignity. Well, stability is important. We need to make things stable again. Dignity, practical ambitions, social position, especially in Orlais, and success. Wow. Well, this is really positive. And success, like I said, it means they can adapt, they can evolve, they can move past what happened, and be sort of renewed, and we saw renewal. So I was half expecting a really negative outcome and something really like for the future, but this is actually pretty good. It'll be interesting to see in Dragon Age 4 how accurate these cards were, and if they actually revealed the outcome for the Grey Wardens. Maybe it depends on our choices, so maybe it's just one possible outcome, but even if it's just one possible outcome, it'll be interesting to see how accurate they were, if they were accurate. And let me know in the comments below your interpretation of this reading in regards to the future for the Grey Wardens in Dragon Age 4. And as usual, like this video if you like it, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and I'll see you all soon. Masaranas. If you're new here and you like my content, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications. Alternately, you can follow my website, binkyproductions.com, where I post everything from all my channels. Be sure to check out some of my other stuff. You can also join in on the fun on Patreon for some random, sporadic, occasional, exclusive content. Otherwise, just liking and sharing, like it if you like it, for the like it if you like it dance, supports this channel and helps people find it. And your continued viewership is very much appreciated. Masaranas.